Edwards goes over the line. Betters himself, but does not get pole. Here we are. Welcome to the Tatuus World Series. Just finished qualifying. Stettin, Muffler Shop Racing. On P1. Beautiful, beautiful livery, by the way. This is qualifying. This is not qualifying anymore. We just finished qualifying. Gavars and Kudlis, both from the Latvian Lightning Locomotives LLL. After that, Contreras today alone. Friesa P5. Friesa also LJL, the junior locomotives. Wesley van der Burgt in front of Mike van der Burgt. Also a new thing to see. Wesley a bit better here. Aditya Zolder from Lame Motorsports. Today his first race in the Lame livery. The livery is not Lame. The team is called Lame Motorsports. And Aditya's first race today in race 4. Should have changed maybe the title. Is it race 4? Baku, Magione, Suzuka, Zolder. Ja. Ja. So sieht das aus. Ja. 10! And we are counting down the time. Aditya Zolder. Let's see where we end up. Gavars. It is lights out and away we go. Stettin at the moment still in the front. But catching up. No crash so far. T1. Looks good. Looks very, very good so far. Oh, we have a crash. Zolder, Gruber, Flanagan is involved. Claudio Diana came very close in there. Schlerbusch also off. Not a good start for Flanagan. Potenza still P9. Stettin, Gavars fighting. We are changing to the intervals here. Stettin in the front. Side-by-side action here. I am seeing Mativeri side-by-side with Bagley getting into P10. That gives you a point. Von der Meide off. We are going into the Villeneuve chicane. Very slowed down. And oh! Potenza loses it. Completely turns around. And I think he has to wait until the grid has come through. And that is it for high-speed racing. That is it for high-speed racing, at least for now. Very close as well is Kudlis. Kudlis Friesa. No, Kudlis Contreras. And Kudlis pushes, almost touching Contreras in the process, but no. Kudlis has it under control while Gavars locks in and tries to get into the slipstream of Stettin, race leader at the moment, and that has always been a battle, if you remember. What will strategy show here today? When will people pit? Will people pit? What is the idea in this race? But Stettin and Gavars, both fierceful leaders in their own regards. Gavars winning one race. Stettin quite up high winning one race, right? I'm not wrong about that. Correct? As you see, I know my shit. Yes, Stettin has one podium, not a win. Not a win. Potenza won. Won Magione, while Gavars won Baku and Suzuka. But Stettin always high up in the points if he can. Baku very, very close over the line. 1-2 with Arthurs, Edwards, Gavars. Wesley fighting for Mativeri here. Ausschneider going into the back, losing 2 places at once. Who is fighting as well? Claudio Diana and Schlebusch Flanagan coming through. Statin, fastest lap, 129.8. We're trying to slipstream it here. We are on board with Claudio Diana, who has to drive alone today. Ciro Broscino could not make it. He is all alone here for Aeronet SSI Esports. We are going into T1. Very close also. Contreras still trying to lock into Kudlis. Italian in flag, but Latvian in origin. Thierry Bootsen chicane. Do you know that the boots sound? Boots and Bootsen. Very, very phonetically close. We are into the braking zone. Contreras into the Villeneuve chicane. Throws it in. And now locks in. He is gaining on Kudlis. Kudlis and Flanagan having, at the moment, a bet that Kudlis will win the full championship. The Drivers' Championship. Will we see that is the question. Jochen Rindt Bocht. And, we have a change here. Wesley losing 1 place for Joel Frieser. Into the braking zone. Gavas catching up. Fastest lap. Newest fastest lap. 0.6 now. Now, is he waiting in the back for Statin to degrade his tires and then act on it? Or is he keeping his cool for now? What is the strategy here? Does he have more? Can he give more? A lot of it, of that speed in the fastest lap is probably also the slipstream. Wesley, unfortunately, off the road. Ausschneider just finished with me with Muffler Shop Racing. The 4 hours off Bikaniki and now is gunning for P9 in this race. This guy, he doesn't want to break. He wants to fight. Flanagan, Tallarino. Tallarino breaks early. Flanagan breaks way too late, it seems. And goes over the chicane. And Tallarino gets that place back. Gruber gets that place back. We are going into the Villeneuve chicane and you can't be side by side here. You can try. Gruber losing it. Flanagan losing it. Claudio Diana, he has it. He goes over the grass to save himself. Oh, that looked close. That looked close. Schultz, Potenza going through and Potenza is fighting for it side by side. Side by side with Schultz. Schultz has the outside. Has to move out of the way there. And at the Jochen Rindt Bocht, we are pushing for P15 for Christian Potenza. Contreras still quite close to Kudlis. When will he make the move? And will he make the move? Gavas also close to Statin. The Latvians don't want anything else than A1 to finish here. I think I know them by now. At least a little bit. Gavas strives for nothing else than the highest position. And Maggione was a bit to cry for. Gavas getting killed almost immediately right after T1 at Maggione. And now we are in the fight for P1 as well. Mativeri Durkash. LGI Racing versus Lame Motorsport. That seems to have cost some time. Bagley in the back was fighting for P9 with Ausschneider soon before. And now is in P13. What happened there? Bagley holds the nose in to the outside. Tyler Schlebusch, and he makes the move. And he makes it stick. Kudlis, fast lap. Now we are getting into the net. Oh, and we touch. We touch a bit. Mativeri touches Durkash. Just a teeny tiny bit. And Mativeri into the braking zone. Keeps it wide to now go for the next attack. Brakes early again. Throws the car in, but you have to be careful with those curbs. They can kill you real good if you don't look out for it. And there, somebody says, hey, knock, knock. Who's there? It's Ausschneider, Lance Ausschneider, and I'm coming through. And you cannot do anything about that. And I'm done now. P8. P8. And look who's there. Wesley wants a part of that cake as well. And Mativeri turns in quite early there. Gives a little bit of a bump, but not much happening. Wesley goes for it. As for Mike van der Burg in P5 right now, a little bit time to the back, a little bit time to the front. No issues whatsoever. I think he is racing his race. He absolutely hates the track, as you might have seen from the interview. He doesn't think it's a good track for the Tatuus. He starts to warm up to it. With Wesley, it's the same. Didn't like it either, but at the moment they are doing very, very well. And you know how it is. James Flanagan, by the way, in pit. You know how it is. Consistency is key here. If something happens, if people crash out, if people make mistakes, and people will make mistakes, we have seen them. We will see them again. If something happens here, then you have a time to shine if you just keep the car on the road and just drive good times. That's the two things you have to do to be good in this series. Drive consistent, which means don't fuck it up, and drive relatively safe laps. Zolder goes into the back, unfortunately. P11 probably gets overtaken by, or at least Tyler looks to the side of it and now goes into the slipstream. Gavas still quite close, 0.4. We are running between 0.5, 0.4, 0.6. Bagley retires the car. Something must be wrong. I'm done. Oh, okay. Unfortunate for Muffler Shop Racing, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. If there's no points in it and you don't see a point and keep driving, then completely understandable then. I really hate this car. Is it really just the car? Is it not the combo? Claudio Diana getting closer to Schultz for the overtake. Also, Zolder Schlebusch is happening as well very, very soon. And I think Avaz made a little bit of opposite on Claudio Diana. Opens it up. Side by side. Into the braking zone. Schultz overshoots and Claudio Diana goes through. Was that a bluff here? The Schultz, but Schultz did take the inside quite heavily there. That was not much braking zone. Let's go LGL. Well, let's see Adstinj where we are at the moment. Also quite a battle here for P11. As for LJL, Breza is doing very well in P6. Potenza was high speed. Oh, and a bump. Schlebusch Tararino. Hudel is fastest. Contreras goes into the pit. Zolder, Schlebusch, almost side by side. Ausschneider Frieser. Very good right now. P6, P8. And Ausschneider is not done here. Ausschneider is not done here. He wants to change it. He wants to make the move. And Ausschneider probably will. Probably will. How close is it? Not sure. 0.5. Ausschneider goes for P6 very soon. Let's see that once it comes up, but there. Behind there is already a Berg Racing driver waiting for an opportunity to have a go at Aufschneider and Durkaj as well. Berg Racing doing very well for themselves, especially for the fact that they did not like the track that much. They did put in the laps, though. Let's be clear about this. They did put in the laps. Both Dutch drivers here. We also have another Dutch driver, Nick van der Meijden, who is currently quite in the back. There was a bit of an oopsie there in the back there. Flanagan is done with the race, retires the car eventually. I think that is it. That is it. Mativieri Contreras changed position. Contreras in P10, but also pitted already. Now he waits for everybody else to pit. And we will see when that might be. Frieser goes over the line. So far, doing a very, very good job here, securing himself P5 and fighting for P4. Frieser. Lot of things happening at Suzuka. Might have given him a new fresh wind to change something about it. And so far, I would say it does work out. It does work out. Wesley. Getting closer to Aufschneider. Into the slipstream. Thierry Boutsen chicane. Have to be careful there. The Tatuus absolutely does not like the chicane. You can turn into the setup. You can do your little setup thingies with this car, but it will never be good enough for the chicane. Like, going over the curb there is just not as possible as you might think. Gavaz now 1.4 seconds in the back. Statin trying at the moment to secure himself P1 in today's race. Fastest lap at the moment should be either Kudlis or Statin. Let us see. Statin, it's not. It is Kudlis. Very, very closely in front in terms of the fastest lap. He is very, very... not minutely. Minute? No, that's not the word. A very, very small difference in pace here in the fastest lap. Durkaj comes into the pit for a new set of tires, maybe, or for a new set of fuel, because that runs out as well. You have to change fuel. Shocker. I know. Shocker. Sometimes you have to change fuel. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. I'm not sure. Wesley going into Lucien. No, never mind. Never mind. Talarino Surve. Surve also driving in the Mechanici for hours. Very unfortunately that they got disqualified for not getting a penalty down. That was very unfortunate. Talarino in the slipstream. We are going into Thierry Boutsen chicane. Talarino had to brake a bit more there. And oh! Aditya! Was he too much on the curb there? I think he was. Oh! No! Very unfortunate for Lame at the moment. Mativieri with P8 is definitely in the points. Aditya was in the points, as he is not at the moment, but he might get back to this. We are not at the halfway mark of this race. We have 12 laps. Oh, and Frieser is off. Rejoins back safely. Is on speed now again. Goes into P6. Aufschneider fighting with Frieser for it at the moment. And Wesley is there as well. Lucien Bianchi. There he is. There he is. A little bit of a of a rear wing camera here. Gavas getting a bit back into the time of Statine. So he might just turn the speed to 11 and go for something good. 0.3 in difference right now. Kudle is slightly faster than Gavas. I'm not sure what the team order is here. Might be something. Might be something. Are they fighting? Are they or not? And maybe Gavas or Kudlis will be the next to give me a full-fledged interview of how the season is going so far for them. Gavas at the moment in P2 broke his brakes. You have to manage that. Has a strong foot, that guy. That just the spring disintegrated, at least it looked like that. And yes, had to fix it. And it seems to work. He is gunning P2. Maybe fighting for P1 in the process, depending on the team order. P3 if Kudlis goes through. They need the point as a team for sure. And at the moment, they have a good chance of at least one of them getting said trophy. Because they are quick. And if nothing happens on the track, usually it's all safe. Durkash, still in pit or in pit is the question. No, is that a drive-through? Is that a drive-through? Oh, he might just turn out. Talarino and Schlebusch hit each other. He accidentally put on softs. Happens to the best. Didn't we have that at some point in Daytona? Didn't we have that? Wesley. I think Wesley will go for the attack. Exactly. That is an LGI guarantee. Sternwacht-Bocht. And Wesley is close. He is in the slipstream. There is going to be a maneuver very, very soon. As for Mativeri Contreras, that is happening as well. Everything all at once right now. Potenza disconnected. Is that again a game exit? Did the game exit yet again? We had the same. Potenza high-speed racing is out. $15 out of 30 laps. We are at a halfway point here today. What happened, Potenza? Friesa goes into the pit. There he goes. There he goes. My game totally froze and the feedback didn't react to it. Oh. So I spun again after 4 times. That's sad because this is the second time that this happens, right? That your game freezes and exits. No preparation and no luck. It happens. That is so unfortunate. So unfortunate. And I have to say, it's crazy after 15 laps here at Butter right now that we still have close racing. And we know it. Oh! And Ausschneider goes into the sand. Catches it. And Kudlis Gavas, pit stop strategy here. Pit stop strategy. Statin still out. Statin still pushing relatively good laps. Frieza in P11 right now. Was fighting for 5th or 4th. And at the moment just... He was in pit though. If I remember correctly. Should we go into the progress right now? Frieza did 2 stops. And, yeah, he lost 6 places from qualifying on. We see Aditya and Schlebusch fighting. Both were in Bikaniki just now in the 4-hour race and fighting now 4 points here. For either 1 or 2, and Frieza is looking at that. Schlebusch is 7 positions up. Who might be the driver of the day today is the question. Who might be the driver of the day today? Schlebusch is doing very well. Mike at the moment in P2. But who has to pit and who doesn't have to pit? Schlebusch remains in attack mode here. And Frieza is behind. Frieza goes for the overtake. But has the outside. Schlebusch will... Nope. He doesn't hold on to it. Lets Frieza through. I would have made the same thing. I know my breaking point. If you want to break later, be my guest. If it works out for you, perfect. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Ausschneider in P8 was also fighting for better places earlier in this race, but is 4 places up just from the start, just from his qualifying. And the convoy is behind. Surve, Frieza, Ausschneider, all fighting for it. All fighting for it. When is Statin coming in? When is Statin coming in? Gavas Kudlis went in the halfway mark. Mativeri, something happened. Oh, he goes to the pits. Alright, alright. Alright, alright. Then let's look at the intervals here. Gavas Kudlis switch places. Probably a direct communication between the two of them. At Boulderbergbocht, we are going in 18 laps. Done. Statin finally goes into the pit. Changes everything. And Kudlis and Gavas going into the chicane now. Now. Where will Statin come out? Did we undercut him? I don't think we did. I don't think we did. But it is a close thing. Close thing. Kudlis, 1 second. And Kudlis and Gavas, they have tires that are actually cozy driven in right now. Statin has to get into the groove now with these new tires. We have tire blankies on, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue that the tires are cold, but they can feel a bit different in the first lap. Get back into it. And at the moment, Kudlis is closing in. Statin's tires will be newer at the end of the race. But can he collect on that? And what is Kudlis going to do? Is Kudlis going to go for the throat? And is Gavas just capitalizing on that? Will they give each other slipstream? We don't know yet. We can't say. Talarino off track. What happened here? Onto the gravel. Rejoining. And there's Gavas. So lapped. Talarino is lapped. Kudlis. Fastest lap of the race. Somebody loses it. That is Mike van der Burgt. Was in P1. Didn't pit yet. I think he lost it on the curb, but I'm not sure. I just saw a cloud of dirt, of smoke. Maybe he overshot it. I don't know. Mike loses it. Wesley in P6 still, but quite in the back. Maybe due to a pit stop. Something along the lines. And now Kudlis is fighting for it. With Statine. Statine tries to get a bit of slipstream out of Vondermeide. And Vondermeide has to make way. At least try to, but at the chicane, that is the worst place to have traffic. He gives Nick Vondermeide a little bump, but Nick Vondermeide could not have done anything other than maybe at the exit of the turn make a bit more space, if that might have been possible. But other than that, if you are in the chicane, you are in the chicane. And Kudlis had to wait it out there. And that increases the difference between both drivers in P1 and P2 to 2 seconds for now. Let's just hope Kudlis doesn't have front wing damage, because those cars are very aero dependent, and if you have wing damage, that can result in you being a bit slower. Let's say that. Looks good to me, at least. Looks good. 20 laps. 10 laps left. We are still with Kudlis. Let's jump to Zolder, who is going for Ausschneider. Lance Ausschneider versus Aditya Zolder. German driver versus Indian at the Jackie X chicane. And he is in the slipstream. 0.5 should give him just enough of room to gain some amount of speed there. Claudio Diana off, unfortunately, and he stands on track. He is in the clear. He goes off. And now he rejoins normally. Tyler Schlebusch in pit. And Zolder Ausschneider. It happens. Ausschneider seems to have overshot there just a tiny bit. Goes into P9. Frieser goes through. Zolder goes through. But the battle is still on. Schlebusch still in pit. Should get out of it very, very soon, if he wants to have a shot at points. But I think that is not the issue here. Hoi, hoi, hoi. We are seeing now the first real fast laps out of Kudlis. And Kudlis is again in traffic. And now the wing does look a bit, but that can't be more than yellow. And now Gavas in reach of slipstream. Are they catapulting themselves to the front now? Vondermeide off at the moment. Trying to rejoin, maybe? Yep, rejoined. Now Arthurs, Edwards, Gavas in P3. The Latvians, at the moment, should they end the race this way, are getting very valuable points. Especially because fastest lap does give you 1 additional point. And so far, that has mostly been Arthurs, Edwards, Gavas. Today, it might be Kudlis. But now he has to pull up the pace and try to catch Statine. You might say this is only 2 seconds, but 2 seconds can be an eternity in very close and fierce competition in racing. If both are doing very similar lap times, 2 seconds is an eternity. at Buttenau, Gavars. Maybe going for the safer route now. Or Kudlis is just turning it up. 211. He sees Statine, but he has to hope for something happening. Simon Brennström Statine, also very much known as the P-Man. Maybe, I'm not sure. At this point, he might not even go P before a race, just to be better. Just to, like, get his inner self ready for this. I'm only joking, of course. 22 laps. We are starting the 23rd now. And Statine is bettering himself as well. But at the moment, Kudlis is gaining by 0.4 every lap. The only issue so far has been traffic. But as far as I have seen it, also that's why I'm not a steward anymore, is that Nick couldn't have done much more to the dismay of Kudlis, other than maybe the exit there. But the chicane, that just takes time. And with blue flags, sometimes you have luck and sometimes you get into traffic. That just happens. We have 3 retired cars for now. Muffler Shop Racing, Jason Bagley, High Speed Racing, Flanagan, and Potenza, also High Speed Racing. I still don't know why James Flanagan abandoned the car. What the issue was exactly. But it might be something. Grid has split so far at the moment that we are not watching many battles at the moment, but like a few here and there. We are seeing Frieza. Am I peeking? I think I might be peeking, I'm sorry. We are seeing a few battles here, and that is coming up. That is coming up here. Get ready. I think I'm peeking. Maybe 1 dB is okay. Maybe that is better. Alright. Aditya Surva under attack from Joel Frieza. And there it comes. Little bit of a better exit. Little bit of a slipstream. And a little bit of a place. Aditya immediately turns over, tries to get into that slipstream. Frieza throws the car in. That looked very dangerous to me, almost very close to losing it. Now Aditya has to make the move. Frieza looked to me like he braked a bit early, but that might also be the normal braking point, because Aditya was quite close there. At the rear wing. Wesley losing it, unfortunately. He has to come back from this. That is very unfortunate. Mike in P5 still. And the battle Aditya versus Frieza is still there. Frieza at the moment using quite a lot of curb here at Talaman Bocht. Woo-wee! Braking zone at Boulderberg Bocht. Quite a sharp turn. Over to the Jochen Rindt Bocht. 25 laps done here. At Zolder. In Belgium. Schultz, Claudio Diana fighting side by side as well. Yes. Yes. What do you mean, did I put up next race? It's automatically up. The moment this race starts, it's the moment. Oh, what do you mean? Talarino! Talarino loses it. Schlebusch goes through into P12. Okay, in the front there. Both cars doing at 29.1 now. 2 seconds is where it's at. For Gabas, for Kudlis. Talarino Gruber. The team. So do they switch or do they fight? Into the chicane. We go. Jackie X chicane. And Talarino pushes it. P13, P14. Right outside the points. Gruber lifts. Goes back into the slipstream here. Claudio Diana, Schultz. That battle is still raging. Erste Linkse. Schultz still trying to capitalize on the inside there, but he takes the inside quite heavily. Quite heavily. Like, if he takes the inside, it's very much so. Claudio Diana almost losing it on the curb. Schultz going off. In the front there, nothing happening at the moment. 2 seconds still. Mattiberi off track. Shouldn't lose him too much time. Schlebusch is 50 seconds behind. Gruber, Talarino. Still not sure if they have a team order going on or if there is something afoot. Boulderbergbocht. Closing in. That is the closest race we have at the moment. Surve Friesa are also quite close. But not a good day for high-speed racing. Not a good day for LGI, unfortunately. Has to be some issues outside of the points for Italcek. Claudio Diana. Oi. Close thing. Aditya goes into the pit. 3 laps before has to go into the pit. Friesa, that is a blue flag. Oh, Claudio Diana almost hitting Friesa in the process. That was close. That was close. So, Mofal, even though you are fighting, a blue flag means he has to at least put him through. Give him the possibility. And there's a little boots. Turkash makes the move to P15. Mofal losing it. Mofal loses it. Last 2 laps. Kudlis right in the traffic. But I think also he got closer to Statin. Statin is done with the traffic, though. Which means Kudlis has to... He again has traffic in the chicane. Statin smelling his first race win today at Zolder. Kudlis pushing the pedal to the metal. He is pushing it very, very much. Very, very much. So, as for the fastest lap right now, Kudlis, of course, has it. 28.5. But, yeah. Mattiberi is keeping him up. Now Mattiberi goes. Lifts on the straight. Lets Kudlis through. And now the battle for the last 2 laps is on. 1.2. Statin versus Kudlis. The battle of this race is on. Can you feel it? Now, if I would be in the position of Statine, giving that I have the speed and consistency, my beats per minute of my frail little heart would go crazy. Goodness gracious. But so far, Statine is keeping the 1.3 behind. Even if Statine does his normal lap times of 29.0, something like that, that could already be it. It's outside of the slipstream. And Kudel is slightly losing it. 1.5. And that was a 29, and this is the last lap of the race. Gruber Tallarino switch places into the chicane right before it, technically. Zolder Matteveri going for 3 points in this race. 3 points if they finish the way they are now. Very unfortunate race for Mike and Wesley van der Burgt, as still very, very good for them. But I think they might have wanted to finish higher. There was a few issues. We saw him, like, spinning out. But for that, I have to say, the Surve... Oh, that was the wrong side. That was the wrong side to pick, I think. And Kulis makes way for Arthurs Edwards Gavars. Close thing. Close thing here. Statine into the Jochen Rindt bocht. And coming up is the last chicane. And that has been 30 laps of Zolder in the Tatuus World Series. Simon Brennström Statine gets his first win here in the series. He goes over the line. Gavars goes over the line as well. Kudlis retires the car. What happened? Kudlis! What was that? I need some Tikikis _ sagt in the chat. What happened there? Contreras, slight suspension issue as I see it. And I think we are almost getting a battle to the line. Or do we actually? Do we fight for the podium? No, we are not. No, we are not. Oh my god. But why? Why? I have to know why now. I have to know why. Congratulations, Wesley van der Burgt, Mike van der Burgt. Mike going over the line 4th. Wesley going over the line 6th position. Frieser 7th. What the fuck just happened? I am not sure myself. Was that a fuel thing?